So today we have a pretty busy day ahead of us. I took the morning pretty slow because I'm currently having a flare-up of fibromyalgia, which is just wonderful. Love it. So to start the day, I gotta move around some of the seedling babies. I'll go ahead and show them to you because they are looking fantastic. And then I've got a few other things to do around the house before we get on the road and head up to the ranch and see my grandparents for the day. We have a bunch of stuff to do when we get up there, so I'm excited. I don't know how much I'm going to film today, but as we get into the warmer season, that means much more outdoor activities up there, which is going to be the majority of my summer content for you guys. So maybe I'll give you a little sneak peek of the projects that we have ahead of us this summer, because there is a long list of stuff to do this year. Look at how good these little seed babies are looking. My garden is quickly growing and I couldn't be prouder of it. Obviously, before we get on the road for the day, I have to take the boys outside to go potty. Don't say anything about how the yard looks. We are currently working on bringing it back to the state it was in originally. This winter just definitely took a harder toll on it than we expected it to. So I'm really excited. In this video, I'm going to show you guys my property, and I'm going to show you some of the projects that we will have going on this summer, because there's a lot of them like I told you about at the beginning of this video, but let's go ahead and start looking at it. So this is my greenhouse, and right now everything is coming out of winter, so obviously it is not as green and luscious as it will be come peak summertime. The dogs are really happy to be outside and to be more active. This is obviously their favorite time of year. I'm also really happy I found a baby mullein that is already growing, and that makes me really happy because that is one of the medicinal plants that I actually harvest. So this whole area is actually a mix of different types of irises, which will bloom come later on in the spring or summertime. There will also be crawling succulents that go along the ground to be ground cover. This is one of my many herb beds. Usually in here I grow sage, chamomile, and mint. And over here you can see that the strawberries have already started, which makes me really excited. All of these I harvested from around this area. They were wild strawberries that I transplanted, and this is a gooseberry bush that is starting to bloom. You can harvest these and use them in jams and jellies. This area will be full of both sage and lavender. And as you make your way down this hill, we have a really nice peony that will be blooming here on the corner. And all the way down here, we will have lily of the valley along with raspberries. That is the majority of this bed, is raspberries and a couple few, random lilies that have popped up here and there. But this is where the majority of my raspberries come from every summer, is just that little strip right there and this back bed. This flower bed I'm really proud of. This is what it looked like before I got to work, and this is what it was looking like when I got done. And if you ask me, I think it looks a heck of a lot better now, and everything can grow nice and happy. It definitely does take me a while to get back into the groove of things as far as landscaping goes. I also have to spend quite a while listening to my body and figuring out how I can get stuff done without pushing myself into a flare-up. I also wanted to share with you guys what these beds look like coming out of a winter. Obviously, this is not what they look like in the peak of summertime. Like I said earlier, I will share that with you guys. But this is just your reminder that nothing blooms year-round, and to give your yard some time to pick back up after a hard winter. One of the many projects that I was able to get done was clearing out all of my leaf litter that I had collected over the winter. I collect the majority of what comes off of my plants. That includes even old dirt. That way I can bring it up to my garden, add it to my compost pile, and after all of this breaks down, I'll be able to add it into my garden, and it will be nutrient dense and will ensure that everything grows 10 times better. I go ahead and keep my old dirt bags. They're a little sturdier than your regular plastic or garbage bags, and so I find that they work really well for collecting all of my compost during the winter. Unfortunately, a few pieces of man-made material does get thrown into the bags, so I do make sure to go through and pick out all of that so nothing man-made is left behind. I really wouldn't want any of the wildlife to come in contact with some of these plastics. The other spring project that I was able to get done was going around and cleaning up after the dogs. If you own dogs and you live in a state where it snows for quite a while in the wintertime, you'll understand that spring cleanup is a necessary chore to do. And as you can see, the dogs are having a fantastic time running around and playing in the sun. I can't wait to have them out enjoying the nice warm weather later on this summer. I do have a lot of other projects coming up that I will be filming content for and posting on here. I also have a few other video series that I will be beginning soon, so make sure to check those out. And for everything else, you can follow me on TikTok and YouTube. I hope you guys have a great day.